Am I the a-hole if I don't adopt my sister's toddler? This is my first time posting here, and will probably be the only time. This is a complex situation to say the least, but last August, my 37-year-old baby sister, let's call her Olivia, sent me, my middle sister, Abby, 39, and my dad a group text telling us that she was going through mental health struggles and didn't feel like she could be a mom anymore to her 13-year-old, Kayla, and her almost 2-year-old, Kevin. She basically said that she was giving us the option to take them in before she put them in the system. I was the first one to reply and told her of course we would figure something out and they didn't need to go in the system and of course family would take them in. Long story short, I took in Kayla and Abby took in Kevin. Olivia also has a lot of physical issues going on. She is diabetic and it has caused her to lose part of her vision, have open sores and discoloration on her skin, and other issues. When she first let the kids come with us, she checked into a 6-week program where she was living in an apartment community and bused to on a medical campus daily and supposed to work through her issues with depression and anxiety. She went to classes and therapy every day, and she also got medicated. Since then, she takes herself off the medication as she pleases and has not kept up with her therapy appointments. She goes sporadically and is not consistent. While she was there, she also began claiming that she had a sex addiction. Abby and I tend to think she only went through the 6-week program because they provided her housing after she was evicted from where she was living in her hometown. Skipping through a lot of complex issues, Olivia and Abby still live in the same town. I live about 4 hours away with Kayla, but basically Olivia would get upset with Abby about some minor infraction. They would argue, and Olivia would take Kevin back until the next time she felt she was a danger to him. She has not done this with me because we live further away, and the one time that she mentioned she could get her daughter back, I told her I'm not playing that game with her. When Kayla came to live with us, she had been homeschooled for 7th grade, so she sat at home and did nothing. She was very behind in her studies, and she still has a lot of gaps. However, she now goes to school consistently. I have had her in therapy ever since she got here. I got her involved in the school chorus and in sports and other activities to help her deal with her own depression and anxiety. Kayla misses her mom and her brother dearly, and she does not like being here. I feel like she definitely wants me to know that she is unhappy here, and she often tries to pit her mother against me in some fashion or another. My own story is very similar to hers, and that I had to leave home at 13 to go live with a relative, and there are lots of similarities that we've gone through, but this does not seem to have resonated with Kayla. She and her mom often behave as sisters who are banding together against me, as if I am the stepmother who is keeping them apart. For deeper context, Olivia has previously done some pretty outlandish things. She dropped Kayla off and a relative's home without making sure anyone was there and told her that she didn't want her after some talking back. She also slapped Kayla on the face after some back talk. Olivia also has gone through an entire process to bring over her husband, Xavier, from an African nation after dating online for several years. Once he got here, they argued nonstop and several times she has assaulted him with a deadly weapon. She has also cheated on Xavier a lot. So much so that he believes Kevin is not his. He has moved to a different state far away from us to get away from Olivia and her antics. They are still married and contemplating a divorce. I am still skipping over so much that has happened because I just want to get down to the core question. Recently, Abby had Kevin in her home once more, but she and Olivia got into an argument, and she came to pick up the child in the middle of the night. They have since blocked each other and are no longer speaking. Olivia messaged me yesterday and said that she doesn't think she can do it with Kevin anymore and she doesn't have any help and she is probably going to give him to his father. I don't know Xavier as well as I would like, but I know he's not in any position to have custody of a 2-year-old that he barely knows at this point. He doesn't even have his own place because the state he was living in is very expensive, so he lives in a sort of communal space. Olivia mentioned that Kayla would not be happy unless Kevin was around, and she also mentioned trying to place them with my 90-year-old grandmother. I feel like it's sort of a manipulation to get me to offer to take him in as well, because she knows for a fact that I am not willing to have either one of them go to my grandmother's. Here is the issue. I already have 4 kids still living at home. One of them had to give up space in her own room to share with Kayla, whose attitude makes it difficult to be around at times. I don't really have space for a toddler, so he would have to be in the room with me and my husband. And we've already gone through all of that. My youngest is in middle school now, and this would definitely change our whole lives. I don't want to be selfish. I am a Christian lady, and I try to do the best that I can by people. Kevin is my family, and I want to see him taken care of, but I just don't know what to do. My husband is a truck driver who is on the road pretty much 6 days a week. If we take in my nephew, he has said that he would need to find a job that's local so that everything would not fall on me. That would mean less money for our household as well in a time where we are already struggling. We would also need to get a new vehicle because as it stands, we are a very tight fit of 7 into our 7-seater. Finally, this is a child who I believe will have some sort of special needs. He is still very young, so I'm sure not ready to be diagnosed yet, but it appears that he might be on the spectrum, as well as have some ADHD issues. He does not sleep well, and I have chronic anemia. LOL. I generally run around for everyone. My girls go to a charter school, which means I have to drop them off and pick them up each day from school and clubs. My college kid goes to a campus about 40 minutes away, and I have a son who is in multiple sports, which means everyday pickups from practice. We have a single vehicle, which I also use sometimes to help with my grandkids and my adult offspring who don't have cars. I am up at all hours because one son has to be at work by 4 a.m., another has to be there often at 5 a.m., my husband has to be picked up at 4:30 a.m., the girls have to be at school at 7:55 a.m., and so on. I'm in a metro area, and these are all in different municipalities. Some of this I can probably arrange to get help for, so it's just a matter of digging deep and talking to my church family and close friends. But the bulk of it will still fall on me. I don't know what to do, so if anyone has suggestions, I am definitely all ears. I am considering calling a family meeting with the extended family to see who might be able to help her. I hope I was clear enough, but I'm just trying to see am I the whole if I don't take Kevin in right now. Edited to add. Asterisk my adult kids do drive, but not all of them have cars. They live about 7 minutes away from me and help sometimes with mine that are still at home. Sometimes they use Uber, and sometimes I help with rides. Asterisk Kayla's dad is a drug addict who has recently landed himself in jail, so he can't help right now. Asterisk my kids are not neglected in any of this. They still participate in all the activities they did before, we still support them in their extracurriculars, they still hang right up under me as they always have, and we talk a lot. I make time for them to spend with friends without Kayla, as well as with me. The current situation with Kayla is definitely a strain, of course, as I have a house full of teenagers. But it's not impossible,